in my opinion, Herbert don't like that lady. Okay, I said what I said. Herbert do not like Janelle. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I fully don't see Quinton and Janelle. Like, hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandi Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandi Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. Y'all, it's Friday night. So, of course, we are talking OWN's Ready to Love. This is season 8, episode 5, titled Navigating the Non-Negotiables. Before we get into it, I would really love it if y'all could click that subscribe button for me. Definitely help support the channel, okay? Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the content. Also, share the video where you like to share and comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of this season. Let me know what y'all thought of what's going on in the social media streets when it comes to Red, Janelle versus Kat, Aries' baby mama, talking about he out there lying. She just made a little TikTok. If you want to talk about this stuff even more, join me and my fellow YouTube sis, Shayna McD, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Down to the YouTube streets, okay? I will put the link to the live in the description box of this video so y'all can join. Check it out. We're gonna be talking about all the Ready to Love latest gossip, plus a little bit of math tea as well. You don't want to miss the discussion. I want to see y'all in the chat. Let us know what you think, but definitely join us tomorrow, Saturday night, live at 9 p.m. Eastern. I will put the link in the description below. Let's get into tonight's episode, though, of Ready to Love. Okay, so we picked up where we left off at the Black Hoedown, where Jessica was giving Red and Marvin their walking papers. Ultimately, Red, you are not ready to love. Bye, Red. We knew Red was going home. That's why we didn't need a cliffhanger, Ready to Love, people. Anyway, Red said, it's not that he's not ready to love, it's that y'all not ready to love him, okay? So anyway, Nephew Tommy said the women's reign is over. Now the men have control, and they have the power to send one of the ladies home. Quinton was like, not tonight, right? He was like, nah, not tonight. So Nephew Tommy said he'll see the men back at the lounge later this week, next week, whenever, y'all. He also let everybody know that he wants everyone to figure out, discuss what their non-negotiables are, okay? Which I thought was a pretty good topic for this week, for sure. We have some interesting dates. Okay, first date we see is Janelle, Herbert, Kat, and Quinton. Herbert invited them out for the date. Herbert said, he would continue to get to knowing Janelle. Janelle said Herbert and Quinton are both in her top. Nobody's number one, they both in the top. Okay, so they all sit down. Janelle coming her denim. Herbert had a denim shirt on the confessional. I said, they love us a denim down to the Dallas, don't they? So Janelle comes strolling in, and Herbert was like, okay, look at you. Y'all listening and stuff, look at you. And so he was like, so how are you feeling about the process so far? With all your connections and stuff. And she's like, I'm good. She's like, well, you busy too, because like you got all these connections too. She's like, cause you don't be answering my texts and my phone calls. He's like, not true. She was like, yeah, you don't be hitting my line. And then that's when he said she's listening. She's like, you changing the subject. So anyway, then eventually Katarina showed up. Katarina talking about it's a double date. Not really, girl. So anyway, she hugged everybody. It's funny watching it now after watching Janelle's live, because now I'm looking for the shade. I'm sure that brought them ratings, y'all. So anyway, so Kat, asked Kat how she was doing. Kat said she been working, living live, hitting the gym, working out. And so Herbert was looking at her like, yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, you definitely have been hitting the gym, looking good. And so he's like, I definitely see. And so Janelle was like, oh, is that what you see? That's what you see? He's like, I got eyes. So Janelle was throwing shade, okay. So we got a little tea there. So anyway, they decided to talk about the non-negotiables. Quinton brought it up. So Herbert said one of his non-negotiables is having kids. He definitely wants to have kids. That's no question. So Katarina said in her confessional that she's, that made her feel a little weird because she's in the middle with having kids. Like, she has them good. If she don't, even better. Okay. And so she don't know, because she really like Herbert. Quinton said some of his non-negotiables are someone who doesn't have emotional intelligence, Janelle, and someone who doesn't have a disciplined lifestyle, Janelle. So anyway, But you know, he like what he like. I ain't judging. So anyway, Janelle said her non-negotiables are someone who's not ambitious. Like, you know, she wants someone who wants to be a go-getter, not being content. You know, she wants someone to lead her, but she got to know that you could lead them. And Quinton liked her answer, and they connected on that. Okay, so then they decided to play pickleball, and they broke up into teams. Oh yeah, Herbert was struggling to cut some dry-looking chicken. Anywho, they got in a team. So Quinton and Janelle were on a team, and Kat and Herbert were on a team. And Quinton ended up picking up Janelle, which is what she wanted. Okay, so then Herbert and Janelle go off to the side. And so Janelle again jams up Herbert about not returning her calls or her texts. He ain't hit her line, y'all. And so he said really what it is he very nonchalant, and he's not used to dating and juggling all these women at once. And so she was like, you know, you got to apply the pressure, like quit applying pressure. You're not applying the pressure. You got to step it up. And he was like, you know, I definitely don't want you to feel like, you know, I'm not, you know, liking you. Because she was like, is it that you're just not that into me? You don't like me? And he's like, no, it's not that. He definitely got to, you know, adjust and show her that he really likes her. In my opinion, Herbert don't like that lady. Okay, I said what I said. Herbert do not like Janelle. I don't see it. And I fully don't see Quinton and Janelle. Like, at first, I was always like, question mark over my head with, like, okay, the first day or two, Quinton and Janelle, I was like, okay, I see it. And then, as I saw, I don't want to sound rude about Shane nobody. But Lee and Quinton makes sense because they're both in the fitness. Janelle Quinton didn't make sense to me. Not that you can't be in the fitness and the other person not be. I'm not saying that I'm not ignorant. I'm just saying I didn't fully see it. But in this episode, I really don't see the Quinton and Janelle thing. Like, I'm missing something. Like, I believe he comes across like he genuinely likes her on the screen. I'm just confused. Okay, so anyway, like I said, they had a good time. Kat and Quinton had a little conversation, small talk. They don't have no connection, y'all. Anyway, Herbert gonna start applying the pressure. So next date we see is Aries and Chris, original Chris. So Chris invited Aries to his home, and he had hired a private chef, y'all. I said, come through, Chris, with the private chef of it all. These dates were good, minus his first date with Janelle and Herbert and Quinton and Kat. The other dates were really good and creative and cute. So anyway, Chris had the chef cooking traditional Nigerian food because he wanted Aries to taste his culture. And he had on a little Nigerian outfit. Y'all see Chris's outfit? So anyway, they sat down to talk, and he was asking her, does she cook and stuff like that? And she said not as much as she used to because she's been busy. And plus, her boys are getting older, and so, like, you know, they don't need her to be cooking every night of the week like that when they get older. So he was asking how old they are now. She said 11 and 13, and so Chris also shared that his daughter, that's 11 years old, is a vegan now. I did not remember Chris saying he had a daughter. And side note, I thought all this time Chris was like 32 or something, but then it looks like it said he's 39. I don't know why I thought he was way younger. But anyway, he talked about his non-negotiables are just a lot of drama, like with co-parenting. Like, he wants to make sure that whoever he's dating, if they are a young lady that has kids, like the relationship with the dad is cool. And he don't want no baby daddy drama, basically. And so Aries is like, you know, she's totally with that. Like, she initiated her divorce from her husband, so she definitely had to switch up her communication with him, but she don't like the drama either. You know, everything's cool with the co-parenting of it all. So then they went and sat on the sofa, and Chris let her know that he typically does not invite people into his space and open up and into his home like this. So this date was really important for him, and he talked about how he lost both of his parents, and he lost his dad at a really young age, and then I guess before he was born or a birthday or something. And so then his mom, you know, had to really step in, and he sees the way that Aries takes care of his kids. And so it just reminded him of the love that his mom had for him and his siblings, and how she gave them enough love for, you know, making up for both parents. And so Chris could hardly get it out. He was really choked up. That was a very, you know, sad, interesting, you know, genuine scene, I think. And so Aries is like, it's okay. I will be curious to know how Aries felt about that scene in real time. Hopefully we could catch her on a panel and see. Anyway, he showed Aries a picture of his mom. He had his friend do like a painting a portrait of his mom and with him in it. And so that was really cool. He said, I want to still introduce, my mom in some kind of way. So that was cute. And then, let me think. The next date we had was, I believe it was Eunik and Marvin. Okay, so Marvin took Eunik to do horseback riding, right? And so they went to do horseback riding. Eunik is really into horses. Marvin's been wanting to ride horses since he's been in Texas. And then he had a picnic by the water set up for them, which that was cute. I thought that was a really cute idea, okay? So, they did the picnic and whatnot. And so she was like, how'd you come up with this idea? This is beautiful. And so then they were really connecting. They looked like they were going to kiss, and they did end up kissing. I knew they were going to kiss. But I have a little bone to pick with you, Mr. Marvin. We're going to get to that. So anyway, they started talking about their non-negotiables, and one of Marvin's non-negotiables is kids. Like, he really wants to have a son, basically. He already has one daughter. Eunik has two. So he's like, we've been in our family. You can pop out 2 more kids, especially you get a son the first time, we could be done. And she was like, 2? Like, that's what this really got to be? Like, I don't know. And she was like, sometimes things are not going to happen the way you want them to happen. Like, yeah, like, you can't control if she have a son or not. She could keep trying to have 3 more girls for y'all. Like, he was just so strong on that. I wanted him to bring down the strength in the room. So it was giving a lot. So anyway, she was like, yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do all that. Marvin was like, yeah, it's not negotiable. Like, I got to have a son. That's what it is. And so I was like, really? Like, he was like, yeah, if Eunik don't want to have a son, like, I don't know. And I was like, Marvin, it's that serious for you? It's really that serious? Like, I get it, but like when it comes to having kids, especially as we're getting older and especially as women are getting older and science is not on our side, yeah, women are having babies at older ages now, of course, and later in life, but you can't just not, I don't know, it was just too extreme. It was way too extreme for me. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that down in the comments, please. Anywho, okay, so then I think the next date we saw was the date, the improv date, right? So there was like a group date between brought Jessica, Sierra, Keyra, and Herbert and Chris to do this improv thing. So they had food and drinks for them there, because y'all know they don't be feeding the ready little people. So they were like, what we about to be doing over here? So he said we're going to be doing some improv as a way to talk about our non-negotiables. I personally loved this date idea, y'all. I love doing drama classes. That was almost my minor in college. I think I shared that with y'all before. And I love doing things like improv. So I totally would have been down for that. And I thought it was a really cool way to express your non-negotiables. I thought it was a really cool way to do that with using scenarios. So, excuse me. So the man, the improv dude, he paired up different people and gave them different scenarios. So first it was Jessica and Chris. And their scenario was they just got in a car accident, everything's been taken care of, and now it's like the aftermath, and they're discussing it. And so they're basically discussing like what could have caused the accident. She's like, you should turn left when I told you. And he was like, well, I think you had the music that was up too loud. You think it was my fault? And she's like, yeah, I do. I think you should have did this and that. So Chris felt like she was like blaming her and all that. And so Chris said, he wants to make sure that a woman can like basically have a resolution of stuff, like not just keep going back and forth, that we can have resolution. And so Jessica's thing was like, well, if the car was my car and the car's total now, like how I'm gonna get to work, how I'm gonna do this and that. Like her basic thing is like, when relationships are good, they're good. My air just came on, y'all. When relationships are good, they're good. But like if we're bad, if I get, ill, like, are you still gonna feel the same way? You gonna still love me the same? And so Chris is like, well, I own my own business, and if you're ill, you are my business until we get, when we're going to get you better, basically. So his answer was really good. And that's a good concern I feel like Jessica had. But she was doing a bit much. So anyway, then we had Sierra and Herbert, and their scenario was like they just went to visit family in the hospital, and now they're discussing what they saw there. Sierra was like, your mama was really on me, like, why don't ride? She was doing the most. And then they was talking about how they walked past the nursery where the baby was just being born, and how she wanted, she's ready to pop her baby out real quick. Herbert is ready to have kids as well, as he expressed, but he wants to make sure there's a solid foundation there, okay? So she's ready to get the babies cracking right now. So then we had and Keyra go last. So Keyra's, so their scenario was like it's a Sunday afternoon and you guys are having a talk. So Keyra's like, oh my God, did you catch, church service online today? Did you watch church today? So he was like, oh yeah, I was Bedside Baptist. Like my pillow was talking to me. Shout out to the Bedside Baptist, okay? I was Bedside Baptist the last 2 Sundays. Now, when I say Bedside Baptist, I mean, I don't physically go to church. I watched it down to the YouTube, okay? Because my church is on Facebook and YouTube. But I think he meant he just watched his pillow. I don't know. So anyway, Keyra, I didn't shook the thing. Keyra said one of her non-negotiables is having a man that loves the Lord, that knows Jesus Christ, their Lord and Savior, okay? That goes to church and all that. And so Marie said, he loved the Lord, he prayed, God is with him, God is leading him and all that good stuff. And so Marie said, Keyra said that she doesn't feel a strong connection with Marie, like she gets blank from him and he's not really pouring into her. So then Marie fixed his mouth. Mind you, Marie came in these black overalls. I forgot to mention the beginning of this scene. Marie came in these black overall shorts to this improv date. Marie, I'm gonna need you to dress like you're a grown man and not a little kid. Looking like you came from Oshkosh Bagosh. Like, what is happening, Marie? What is wrong with your clothes? And then you sat up here in this scene we about to talk about and said, one of my non-negotiables is definitely someone who is not health conscious, not, a healthy person. And so Keyra was like, are you healthy? Because we all said, are you healthy? And so he's like, yes, I'm healthy. I'm very healthy. He's like, I try to watch what I eat. Some places, you just ain't going to lose weight like that. That's for the God to work out for you. Okay, so God can, you could pray about God, help me to get this 20 pounds off, God. I'm really trying to work. But you also need to be eating right and working out. Like, you can't pray for God to help you to lose this weight and then you not putting in no effort to lose the weight. Like, God is not a magician. Like, what is happening, Marie? Like, what are you saying? Like, you could pray to God to give you a disciplined lifestyle so you can work this way. Like, God, help me to please stay disciplined and, to eat better or make different choices when I'm eating or to work out more days a week. But God ain't gonna just bless you to lose 20 pounds and you ain't did nothing and sat there and ate that burger when you was trying to eliminate Keyra. Go, Marie, please. So anyway, Marie said that, when he get off track with his eating, he try to cleanse it out. He drink his sea moss or tea moss, whatever it is y'all be drinking and all the good stuff, okay? I do the same thing, Marie, okay? No, just kidding. I don't drink all that stuff, but I do try to work out. My issue is the eating right, y'all. That's where I be doing good and falling off, doing good, falling off. But it's not about me, it's about Marie, okay? So Marie was saying that, he's sure that both of them have had a lot of people in their family that passed away due to different illnesses. And he feels like if they would have watched what they ate, it could have been different choices. And I definitely respect what he said on that for sure. We've all seen, especially in our African-American community, our minority communities, like our families kind of slowly kill themselves because they were just eating poorly. There's other things to consider, but we've seen that, of course. So Marie said he's not sure about Keyra because she didn't look like she was having fun at the improv, and he got to have someone who likes to laugh and have a good time with him, okay? The next date we saw was Phil and Katarina. It was really giving much. I do feel like Phil genuinely likes Kat, though. Now, that I could say. Phil is number one. I can see genuinely likes Kat. So Phil said that, he used to be religious, but then he switched to being more spiritual. Kat agreed. She used to be at church all the time for choir rehearsal. As you're bored, and that's not really for her anymore. So now she's more in spirituality. She said she's okay dating with someone with kids, but one of her non-negotiables is someone who has kids that are still in diapers. Like, they got to be out, like, not toddlers and stuff. So because she's like, she feels like they can still have something to do with the mother of their kids if the kids are still little. Like, while you used to get a fresh haircut, it's feeling good to go pick your kids up and drop your kids off. And I get what she means because people be playing, okay? And so Phil was definitely agreeing with that. And he said he feels like they have a strong connection because they both, have that family tie thing and strong spiritual connection. Okay, sure, Phil. Anywho, then I feel like I'm missing a date. But the last date I know we got to see was Quinton takes Eunik and Keyra to do boxing, okay? So Unik said she hasn't done boxing in a while, but she's happy Quinton is still, interested in knowing her. Quinton don't like Eunik or Keyra, so I really don't know why we did this date. Like, I have no clue why we did this date. No clue. So anyway, Keyra said, pick a boo, guess who? The party's back. I was like, girl, what are you saying? You are so corny. Get off my screen, please. So anyway, they go to do the boxing. Quinton is like, he wants to see if they can keep up with him because they both said they don't be working out like that. The man told them to do a boxer shuffle. Keyra was jumping around. I was like, lady, what are you doing? We're not cheerleading right now. That is not a boxer shuffle, okay? And the only reason I know is because I do kickboxing sometimes for my workout. And she was not giving boxer shuffle at all. I don't know what she was doing. Anyway, they got done boxing. Kira's like, I'm going to head to the bathroom. Okay, yeah. So then Quinton talked to Eunik. And so Eunik asked Quinton, how does he feel about, as far as, dating someone who has kids already? Or, like, is he really in this journey to really make a genuine love connection and build a family and all that kind of thing, and considering someone who has kids and things like that? So he's like, not even someone with kids, but yeah, he's definitely looking to build, definitely looking for that genuine love connection. He said he's also looking for, one of his non-negotiables is someone who's fully healed, because he's done his healing work. I feel like they set Eunik up for the fall. However, Eunik said, healed is subjective to her. She feels like she pretty much is healed. However, certain situations will come up and then it will trigger something and she may be taken aback, and then she realized, okay, maybe I need to work on this area a little bit more, this area a little bit more. And that's just, I feel like life. I have no problem with Eunik saying that. Yeah, maybe she does need to heal a little bit more, and that's that. But I feel like that's what everything, like, I went through the same thing. Like, I thought I was healed from my past, and then certain things I realized I was still triggered from. So I hadn't came that far as I thought I did, So I respected her saying that. Quinton was like, for him, he's already healed, and now he's ready to, he feels like he's already basically arrived at his healing, and he's just ready to kind of test it out and see where he is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I do feel like healing is a journey, like everything in life. Like, you may be further along in the healing journey than others, but I don't think it's ever, maybe certain situations it could be a cut and dry, I'm done, I'm healed, and I'll never forget what happened to me, but now I'm fully healed. But I think some things are also a journey as well. So y'all let me know what y'all feel about that in the comments, though. I think that's a good discussion. Okay, so our homegirl Keyra came back from the bathroom, right? And Eunik left, right? And so Keyra and Quinton commenced to sit down. So Keyra and Quinton sit down to talk. So Keyra is like, so, do you like what you see, darling? Tell me what you like. And so he's like, oh yeah, I definitely like, I like what I see, when you were stretching. I was taking my time looking at you when you were stretching and all that. So she said, I just have one question about you. I just want to know, like, you seem like the type of guy, that likes, to date white women, and that's totally fine. Nothing with white people. Like, I can say that because I have a lot of white friends, but I just want to know, what is your preference? Can you elaborate on that? Because you just seem like you like to date white women. So Quinton was looking at her like, man. So Quinton is like, first of all, no, I've never dated a white woman in my life. He said, she's like, what about Latinas? So he said, yeah, I've dated Latina women, but that's it. And so he was taken aback. He's like, he don't know where this is coming from. He likes black love. He not here for that. And so he's turned off by it. Right there in the moment, he let her know, like, no, I'm here for black love. I want black love. And she's like, okay, well, that, that reassures me, makes me feel better. And she patted him on the shoulder, but he was looking like, girl, bye. So anyway, and I'm like, girl, bye. Quinton said he didn't know where that came from. I said, Tequila. Tequila said it on episode 1 or 2. Tequila said it. It's episode 2, I think. Anyway, down to the gentleman's lounge. We're going to wrap this up, y'all, finally. So the men gather in the gentleman's lounge. Nephew Tommy is like, okay, I told y'all, to discuss y'all non-negotiables. Tell me about your date and your top connection. So I think Chris talked about his date with Aries and all that good stuff. Marie said Jessica is his top connection. And he said they're on the same page, but they're not. Like, huh? When are you and Jessica on the same page, Marie? Like, what are we missing? Because she did not say she liked you back. So I don't know. Anywho, Then Herbert talked about his date with Janelle and Quinton and Kat. And my TV cut out a little part. Did y'all's? Anyway, he said he got to apply more pressure when it comes to Janelle. Marvin said he went on a date with Unik. It was a good date. They shared a kiss, but his top is still Kat. And I'm like, how you say that all in the same breath, Marvin? Like, how dare you kiss this lady all on national TV, but then turn around and say, oh, I don't want her because she don't want to have a son for me, and now my top connection is Kat. I was like, oh, you got your nerve, Marvin. You could actually go home now. Anywho, Christopher said his top connection is Keyra. Their conversations are really natural. Oh, okay, sir. Then we have Phil. He said Kat, they really are, making a good connection. So then they asked, Quinton said Lee and Janelle as well. He said he feels like him and Lee are already together. And then he said Janelle is his number one. So I'm like, well, how are you and Lee already together then? Sir. Anywho, then Nephew Tommy asked, who are y'all not feeling? So I believe Marie brought up Keyra because he said, he said he's a big activist basically in his community, and he's not sure, if she's like, down with the brown. She down with the black people like that. And so Quinton said he was offended by her asking him if he dates white women, of course. Chris said, when it comes to Keyra, just feel like they the homies and nothing else. Herbert and Christopher both threw out Aries because Aries doesn't want to have any more kids, and Herbert said that's a non-negotiable for him. I feel like Christopher just said it because Herbert said it. Like, he didn't have an answer. Okay. Phil said Janelle because he texted her after the brunch, and then he didn't hear nothing back, so he's like, okay, well, she ain't interested. And I was like, that's funny, Janelle, because you over here jabbing up Herbert about not hitting your line back. Meanwhile, you over here not hitting Phil's line back. So what's the tea, girl? Anywho, then let's see who else. Unik's name was also mentioned by a few of the fellas, how they feel like she is not completely healed. Okay, so we get down to the elimination dates. Marie takes Keyra out on a date. Keyra says she straightened her hair. It was raining, and then Marvin took Eunik out on a date. Okay, and so they both were just catching up, reminiscing about their dates. Both ladies were worried because the men had just deliberated down to the gentleman's lounge, right? And so, Marvin was asking Unik different questions about the whole date and how she liked the horseback riding date. And she said it just made her, want to get out of her comfort zone and all that good stuff. Also, Unik said she learned a lot about herself from the date with Quinton and Keyra. I feel like at the end of the day, even though Unik got sent home, she's not ready to love. I feel like she learned a lot about herself from this journey, and so I like seeing what we saw her learn, because we saw that, right? Ultimately, Marvin told Unik you were not ready to love. I could tell she was getting eliminated because the way they cut the scene, right? So then production was messy how they did Marie, right? So Marie asked Keyra, how are you when it comes to being around and our Black community of spaces? So she said that when it comes to her Black community, of course, she has her Black cousins, and most of her friends are white though. But people, she doesn't get offended because people think because she speaks properly and she's prissy and she's dainty that, she's not trying to be with the Black people. But she said she don't, she's not one of those I'm Black and I'm proud type of Black people, which is fine. You don't have to be that, but it has nothing to do, Keyra, us feeling the way we feel about you, Keyra, has nothing to do with you speaking properly, because I hate when people say, oh, you speak so proper. Oh, you're so well-spoken. Like, Black people can't speak properly. Like, you gotta, speak like you haven't taken an English class before to be considered Black. Like, Black people know how to speak properly and professionally. Like, come on. The whole dainty and prissy. Okay, people call me prissy. Fine. Okay. That's nothing to do with not being Black. There's a lot of Black prissy women. Okay. What the issue is with you, Keyra, is the I'm the closest thing to white people comment. Oh, all my white friends comment. The I want to be so close to whiteness comments. And the corniness. That's what we're not feeling from you, girl. Okay, so we ain't trying to say you whitewash. It's giving, I might want to be with white people. That's what it's giving. And that's okay, girl. So anyway, before Marie could tell her that she is still ready to live and staying on the show, he had to check his burger to make sure they didn't put cheese on his cheeseburger. He's like, oh, did they put cheese in my burger? Oh, it's just mustard, just mustard. So anyway, yeah, the fella said, you're ready to love. I said, that Mr. Health Conscious trying to eat this burger instead of telling this lady she can stay on the show. Marie, don't do that again, sir. Don't do it again. Anyway, like I said, Unik was eliminated. I thought Keyra was going home for sure, but I think, Unik going home over Keyra. It makes sense. It makes sense. Anyway, y'all let me know if y'all agree with who went home. We see next week Keyra's really connecting with Herbert. I kind of think Herbert really likes Keyra, and he don't like Janelle. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Again, do not forget tomorrow night, Saturday night, August 5th, okay, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Join me and Shayna McD at Shayna McD's channel, and we are going to talk all the latest going on with Ready to Love and Married at First Sight, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.